Nice. Well, we're back here. We have like 12 minutes to go, so let's dive right into this, Joel Friday.
Yeah.
We have a story to cover for you, and you may have heard about it. Tell them what happened, Joel Friday.
So basically, there's this like what would you call it? Like a dance icon, essentially, and that's not even to be dramatic. Is that there's this guy named Steven or Stefan Twitch Boss. I don't know how to properly pronounce the first name because everybody just calls him Twitch. And the dance industry is not very big, so everybody kind of knows the prominent people in the industry. And he was very well known, and he was actually one of the ones to actually push dance a little bit further and make a name for himself. Like, a lot of people know who Twitch is just as much as they know who the Jabberwockies are, right?
Wow.
Those are the two names that people mostly know about. It's Twitch and the Jabberwockies, and a few other people that are sprinkled in there as well. But he obviously from the public eye, he was also the DJ / executive producer on the Ellen Degeneres show. So obviously, as popular as Ellen is, he was on there and always doing segments, dance segments. His face was always recognized. So he was a very prominent celebrity almost, and a lot of people knew him just in general. They always seen his face. A lot of people have a lot of respect for him. And recently, he, for one, before I get there, he has a family of 5, I believe, 4. So him, his wife, and their 3 kids. Okay, the oldest daughter there is 14, and she is from another father with a previous woman.
Oh, okay.
And then the 2 younger ones are from the same mom and dad, Twitch and Allison.
So that's his stepdaughter, the oldest one.
Yes, his stepdaughter is the oldest one.
So
yes.
she was with a different black guy.
Different
apparently.
dad. No, I think she's white. She looks black.
But she was with a black guy before she was with Twitch, who's also black, right?
I don't know, but I think her dad is either white or Hispanic, the older 14-year-old girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So they're actually known better together as Twitch and Allison. So they were on So You Think You Can Dance. They met on So You Think You Can Dance. They dance together. They're huge on TikTok, huge on social media. And they're known for being like the dance couple, but also in the dance industry, they dramatize it, say they're like a power couple, their example, the perfect relationship, blah, blah, blah,
man.
right?
Yeah.
And last week, everybody finds out that he checks himself into a hotel and writes a note and goes into the bathroom and shoots himself in the head, kills himself, suicide.
Wow.
And it was so shocking because if you look at his social media, they post very often, multiple times a day, if not every day. They're always in the news. They're always known as like the positive couple. I also known him to be like into like the black thing and his pronouns like he, his, him, and on his Instagram. Like I know him to like, be, more on that side of things. But what he's done in general, just as a dancer, and what he's done for the industry and the community, he's done a lot. He's done a lot for it. So he was very well respected, but it was just a shock because you never know exactly what somebody's going through.
Yeah.
And I think that the issue is that for one, we like we're talking about with Hitler, is that we avoid trying to look at people as a human being and to realize that this person has a life and behind the scenes he's going through things that we don't know, like everybody does. And also that he's not anybody special. He's a normal person.
Yeah.
But yeah, he definitely killed himself. And everybody was just shocked at how, Twitch out of everybody was the one to go. But it was shocking to me. And I was kind of like, wow, how did this happen? Because we don't hear like dancers doing it.
Right.
There's not a lot of, opportunity in the industry in general, but I don't know what he was going through. But at the same time, I know that he had to have been battling with some kind of stuff because usually the people, and I could be wrong, but usually the people who are into the wrong things battle like, just the wrong things. They're battling emotionally.
Yeah.
They're not emotionally stable.
Right.
And
True.
he did, the cops did say that he had past, he was struggling with past difficulties. So they didn't tell the details of it, but he said he was struggling with past difficulties. I don't know. It was just a big shock. Maybe it wasn't a shock to other people outside of the industry who heard this, but it was just like as shocking as like Michael Jackson died to the world.
Wow.
Just because
Yeah.
of the
I remember
image
that.
he portrayed and the image that was out there of this guy Twitch. Magic Mike with Channing Tatum, all the Step Up movies. Anywhere dancers were, he was the front man of it. So it was
We
like
have B-roll of him dancing and being
Yeah.
on the Ellen show,
yeah,
and he reminded me of you.
yeah. He got a
Look at that. That looks like just like Joel / LeBron. And there she is dancing. There's Ellen. But there's like, and I guess, okay, that's him. And then I guess we'll see his wife. See, doesn't that look like Joel, kind of?
all blacks don't look like James. Okay?
I know, but the dance
Yeah.
style, kind of.
I get it.
He loved
Yeah.
Ellen DeGeneres. Pure love and light. He was my family, and I loved him with all my heart, says
Yeah.
the Ellen show.
Yeah,
There he is. And I think
yeah.
Dancing with the Stars or something like that? Or
So you think he could dance?
okay.
He was a
Dang,
runner-up. No,
he
he
could
was.
move.
He's always been.
That's his wife on the far left? Or no?
I didn't see.
And then that's him, though.
That's him. Yeah.
Wow.
But the point that I really wanted to make about it is that that after a while they're gonna be like, how did he leave his family behind? How could he? Or poor Allison, poor all this stuff, and it's like, for one, you don't know what she may have had something to do with it. I'm not saying she did or not. Nobody knows the truth. But it's like
Courtney Love.
yeah, we always want to jump to conclusions and have an opinion about it and then just move on. But at the end of the day, he lost the battle to the mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He lost the battle to his thoughts. The fact that it convinced him to kill himself, he lost the battle to the mind. And just like the Hitler story, just like everything, we need to really check ourselves and realize that we ain't no different. Because I bet you 2, 3, 4 months ago or last year, he didn't think he was going to shoot himself in the head.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just don't know. Even if you're awake, quote unquote, you're born again, it's like arrogance to say, I'll never do this. I'm not angry anymore.
Yeah.
That's the craziest thing. Let me just say this real quick. That's the crazy, because people tell me this all the time, and you're crazy. Well, I look at you crazy when you say it. When you say stuff like, I'm not angry anymore, is if you're not, let it be that. You know what I mean? Because for one, people are going to try to tempt you and test you that you're angry. And God's going to show you that I don't act like you know what you got going on, because you don't. You don't know what you have going on. So when people say, I'm not that anymore, that's actually Satan deceiving you, making you believe that you're not angry, and then setting you up and showing you that you are, and then deceiving you again because you're like, no, that wasn't anger. That was just something else. So don't even say anything. If you get angry,
Right.
and you know what I mean? Like, it's okay. It's fine. So anyway,
That reminds
at
me
the end of the day,
That reminds me of, there was I remember in the YouTube comments, sometimes I see them in Jesse's JLPs, and there was one guy who's like, oh, I've been born again for such and such number of months or whatever, and it's amazing. And then like a week later, I see him like turning on Jesse.
yeah.
And it's like, he's all shaken
Exactly.
about mess.
About
And-
disagreement.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, where is all this born again talk?
Yeah.
And now you're suddenly your hero. You hate your hero.
Yeah.
It's just like what Jesse talks about with having a space and not defining things, not believing their thoughts,
Not believing it. Because that's a thought telling you that you're
just
not this or
repeating
not
what you
that.
heard about
yeah.
being born again and
Yeah.
anger free and all that stuff.
And anger free, and you have a good day, and your day, somebody came at you, and you didn't react on the street.
Right.
And then that does feel good. You're like, wow, yesterday I reacted to that. I must be over anger. And
Endlessly
it feels
judging.
good. Yeah, it feels good to say you're over something.
Yeah.
Because then you can walk with your chest out in confidence.
Uh-huh.
But it's a setup to me. That's just
Yeah.
how I see it.
That's that false certainty
Yeah.
that Jesse was talking about with the biblical question. I don't know if you caught that, but he talked about it in church about what's better to a life of certainty or uncertainty. Isn't that nice?
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
Did he answered it?
Yeah, he answered it in church.
Okay, perfect. That's a perfect example. I know we got to go, but that's a perfect example. It's better, in my opinion, to be uncertain because there's no expectation. And then you can't fall with uncertainty because you never put yourself on a pedestal that you knew or didn't know. So Satan can never make you fall. You just like, well, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. So that's the greatest biblical question, Jesse. Great biblical question, Jesse.
It reminds me of like thoughts when you get a thought in your head. Somebody can plant a thought in your head, and then you start to go with it and start to think you want it, and then you can't shake it afterwards.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, but I want this so bad.
Expectation.
And then but then you realize that that's selfishness.
Yeah,
and
all ego.
And it's not. And that's when Jesse says that there is no self, there is no you.
Yeah.
That's when it starts to make sense because this thing was planted from something else, not me. Yeah. And I didn't ever want this before. Yeah. And now I feel like I want it and can't live without it.
And then when you don't get it, now you're depressed. You quote unquote depressed, and you feel all sad all day because like, when is it gonna happen? When is it gonna happen? Yeah. It was a setup. 100%.
Interesting.
But
our life is not our own. Well, I appreciate it, Joel Friday. And callers, we cannot get to you. Tell the people how to find you, Joel Friday.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube and I'm on Instagram and Facebook as well. But get my followers on YouTube up. I'm low. You got to get them up because I'm going to post more videos. So
Joel Friday TV?
Joel Friday TV on YouTube. Subscribe. I'm going to post more videos soon. I hope to, if the Lord is willing. And then on Instagram, I'm pretty active on Instagram. I post all kinds of different content, not just serious stuff, but funny stuff, dance stuff. Whatever, just I'm feeling in a moment. So follow me on Instagram, Joel Friday TV, YouTube, Joel Friday TV, The Gifted of Dance on Instagram, The Gifted of Dance on YouTube. Thank you, James, for
thank you, man. This is excellent. This is fun.